Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are and whatever time it is. I hope you are having a good one. Welcome back to House Flipper 2 with Rash Decision. If you enjoy this type of content, please leave me a like, subscribe, and maybe even a comment to let me know. Enjoy the video. Hello, my beautiful audience, and welcome back to another mod review Monday. Now, today we're looking at, it was showing in the community tab as the family house. In here, in just the mods tab, it looks like it's showing as Dream House 11 by Paquita, or Paquita. I'm not exactly certain how I would pronounce that, but I gave it 2 attempts there. That's I apologize if I mispronounced it in those two. Those are the only 2 ways I could think of that I would see that pronounced. Feel free to correct me. I'm not correct on it, I guarantee you. I'm probably butchering it, but anyway, I saw this one and it looks like it's a modern log style home, and as soon as I saw it, I liked it. I love the way this house looks just on the first impression, so I absolutely want to have a look at it. And let's go ahead and go into it. We'll have a look. I believe this one's a complete property. I was actually looking for an incomplete property that I could come back to later in the week, but I already have an idea of what I'm going to do there. So it's not that big of a deal. So I chose to do this one so that we could just go ahead and look at, oh, this one is not just a property. Looks like this one does need some stuff done to it. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and make this probably this episode, maybe next episode, then Fridays. I've got something planned for, so we'll kind of make this a 2-part special for Mod Review Monday, because I do see there's a lot going on in here. Looks like the outside's pretty well okay. I do like this styling for the outside. It does have very much a modern log cabin feeling to it. It does look like there's some stuff here that's a little bit of damage on the outside, but that's okay. Looks like the front doors... can't tell which one of these. Okay, so both of these are doors. No, just one of them. That's a little bit strange. It's really difficult to tell where the door is here. I would definitely have done something a little bit different to make it seem like a door. Like even just changing the color of the mullion bars would have been, or the mutton bars, I'm sorry, would have been better. Mullion would be something a little bit different. I do apologize, I did misspeak there. Would really like to see some kind of support right here. It looks like there was one planned. That's pretty close. It's not quite there, but it's pretty close. Yeah, it looks like it's probably supposed to be up here, if I had to guess. Yeah, it seems about right. I would definitely grab one of those supports and copy and put it over here. I might actually do that myself, just because I can. And it looks like there's a side door right here. Yes, there's a side door right there. Let's kind of continue on around. These walls like this, I know they happen all over the place. It really depends on the context of what's behind the wall, but I can't stand big blank windowless walls. But you know what? I don't really count against it, because a lot of times there's context for it. Like for here, it's because there's a shower there. And I'm sure there's something on the other wall as well that keeps there from being a window there. That's why I usually don't mind too awful much. So as we continue around, why is this me? Why does it sound like I'm walking on wood? Come on, developers. Not the mod developer. That's not their fault. Absolutely not. They put down pea gravel. I'm pretty sure it's because it's one of those generic textures, and it's just applying whatever material is in the engine. Okay. I like this little lean-to extension right here. Lots of potted plants out here in the yard. Not quite sure what the purpose of that is. I mean, it's fine, is what it is. It's kind of strange having potted plants out there in the middle of the field. Huh? It's a lot going on in here. A whole lot going on in here. Still have like modern systems going on in the house. Displays are perfectly clean. Everything else is not. Okay, well, let's go ahead and just get started. See if we can clean it up, have a little bit better look at it. Yeah, this one's going to take a while. I didn't really want to speed through this because it's a mod review Monday, but yeah, let's go ahead and speed through the cleanup. I'll see you on the other side, videos. right, so we got everything cleaned up as far as like the trash gotten out of the house and that sort of thing. And as far as this pillar is concerned, I told you I was going to do it. I told you I was going to do it. So anyway, I've already noticed that it looks like it thinks we're in the bathroom on the first floor, which makes me wonder if there might be something going on with the way that maybe the boundaries were set. Maybe they were set incorrectly. I'm not quite sure. But let's go ahead and have a quick little walk through now that we can actually walk through. So as we come in the front door, definitely feel like we should have done something a little bit different with this, but I will give props where props are are needed. It is actually really cool that these two windows are exactly the same. One has a door, the other one does not. And it looks like this should be just a continuous room, but it actually isn't. When you come in this side, it's fully segregated from that kitchen in there. This is a fully closed floor plan, so I'm not quite sure how I feel about it, to be 100% honest with you. It definitely has its space. This is honestly the kind of house I would expect to see in like The Sims, if I'm dead honest. And that's not a bad thing. It's just, it has that kind of compartmentalized thinking that The Sims kind of forces you into. You have this central hallway that kind of leads you through the house and up the stairs, but there's not really anything that forces you to stop into specific rooms. Every room is like completely separated from all of the other rooms, and it makes it have this very jarring feeling. I want to take out this wall very, very badly. Like I really, really do want to just eat this wall for breakfast and just make this an open area. Maybe kind of move the fireplace over to the other side. That sort of situation, or maybe even like over here. Yeah, probably like this wall right here would be great for it. Just move the cabinets. But anyway, yeah, as it currently stands, I'm not a fan of the layout as far as being like a closed off space for every single room. But I will say that it is very smartly designed for what it is. So straight back through, we have this utility room, this laundry room, that sort of thing. I'm actually kind of disappointed that this is not a door. It feels like this should be a door based on where it is and how it flows. It just feels like I should be able to just walk straight through and right out the back. Yeah, it's really, really frustrating. And in fact, it's not going to let me sell that. So never mind. I guess I'm not going to do that. I could just come in and edit the property, but that would be kind of odd. Another situation is like right here where we have this gigantic full height window right next to where you come out of the shower. Like, it doesn't work very well as being a family home, first off, and second off for personal privacy for these windows to be here, like exactly where they are in relation to the shower and everything. Like there's a few problems with this whole setup. And I will say that everything is very large and it does have this really, really big open feeling, but it also feels like it doesn't have the ability to be a private space. That's a big problem that I'm having with this particular design. Everything is very nicely designed, and I'm going to go ahead and go through and do the job. And of course, in the next episode, you'll see the finished product of that job after I get everything kind of taken care of. But I'm seeing like a lot of problems with how privacy was configured. It really does feel like a Sims house, and part of that just has to do with, yeah, there wasn't really a lot of thought put into why specific features are there, only that they need to be there. And what I mean by that is more kind of, I'm having trouble finding my words today. I do greatly apologize. But everything was made to be pretty and not very functional. It was putting a form first. And everything looks great. It really does. You could use this as a model house, but I don't see this being used as a proper home. And that just has to do with how I'll have to look outside to see if that slope actually meets against that wall, because that's actually something that's against building code. You can't really actually do that you have to have some kind of way for rainwater to drain off of a roof. Because see, like this right here, this log cabin feel with the vaulted ceiling, the big open space in the bed. I love it. Absolutely love it. But it definitely feels like this space was built to be a pretty space, far beyond being a usable space. And of course, you know, they went through a lot of effort to put all these here, and they went through a lot of effort to make sure that it kind of shows through and has like those rough edges and gives that very log cabin feel, that very rustic feel that a log cabin should give. But it doesn't feel comfortable. It doesn't have the ability to elevate your personal belonging above pretty. So that's why I want to go through. I'm going to go ahead and do all of the job. We'll see the result in the next episode on Wednesday, and then we'll kind of talk about it again then, and we'll see if my opinion changes on it. Because I do want to give it a proper chance before I give it a final say. And I do see up here where they're actually just using this as a combination Eve, and that's perfectly fine. So that's entirely my fault. I assumed, and I shouldn't have assumed, and that's actually why I'm taking the time to do this job before I give it a final verdict on how I feel about it. Because I'm sure I'm making some assumptions in a few different places, and I want to dispel those assumptions before I attempt to ratify my decisions. But I'm going to go ahead. We'll finish up the cleanup right here. So I'm going to go through do the cleaning, and we'll see you in the next episode, my dudes.